Oh, hey, you caught me in the middle of getting this Desert Delight nectarine tree cleaned up for next year. When you're in a backyard orchard, you don't want a tree that's 30 foot tall. You can't reach the fruit. So it's really important that we spend the time now to get the tree set up. All right, let's get oriented on the Desert Delight tree. It goes up very high. It goes up, I'm guessing, 25 feet. Yeah, maybe 30. Let's call it 25. The right side hangs over a little more. It's a little lopsided. I'll show you in a second. Hanging over a little bit into the neighbor's property, crowding out this lemon tree right next to it. It is becoming a very big tree. It's a tree that, as we've mentioned, produces a lot of fruit, more than what we need. So we're going to cut it back, make sure the fruit is at a very manageable height. Okay, let's look at it from this angle. You'll notice the tree kind of leans to the right. And that is partially because this branch coming up here, that branch extends further to the right. It's drawing to the sun. So more of the growth is happening on the side facing the sun, less so on the other side. Try to navigate around. Back up a little bit. Less so on this side. But again, it goes up pretty high. And what we're going to do is put some really serious cuts. Look how thick this branch is right here. This is the tallest branch that's going up, all the way up. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, let's take a look. We can see we've cut it down very significantly. Look at that. Got it down to about 20 feet, 15 to 20. Yeah, probably closer to 15. Created a lot more space between the lemon tree. That looks good.
All right, so now we've got it much more manageable, and in just a second I'll give you 4 reasons why we wanted to get it pruned right now. And we'll come back and do a couple of things. One, we'll cut all the dead wood off. We'll cut all the wood that has no leaves growing on it. And we'll clear out some of the crossing branches so that there's nice airflow within the tree. Finally, we will strip all the leaves off, and we will use the leaves as mulch, and we'll put them around the tree wells. And we'll take the branches and we'll run it through the chipper, and they will also be used as mulch to feed the fruit trees across the orchard.
Okay, how does it look to you? Can you see the difference? We've got it trimmed up pretty well, and we've got it set up and ready to go for the upcoming season. Reason number 1, we want to be able to reach the fruit. Take a look at it. We now have the tree at a much more manageable height to be able to actually reach the fruit. We don't want the fruit up so high that we can't enjoy the fruit that we're growing in our backyards. Another reason, if we want to protect this tree from birds and insects and put a net over it, it is now much easier being at about 15 feet than what it was being at about 25 feet. So we can protect the fruit much better than we could before. The next reason is we want to make sure we're in a backyard and we don't follow conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom says you put trees 15, 20 feet apart. We're not doing that. We need to put a lot of trees in a small amount of space. We're doing about 6 to 8 feet apart for most of our trees. So with that in mind, when a tree gets too big, it is shading out the trees on each side, and it's preventing those other trees from actually growing as healthy as they could and producing as much fruit as they could. So we need to spread the love a little bit, and we need to make sure that the trees on each side are getting the proper amount of sun and spacing as well. So that's another important reason why we needed to cut this tree down. And then the last one I'll leave you with is this is a deciduous tree. It is a tree where the leaves are going to fall off coming up later in fall, and it's going to go to sleep. And when it wakes up, it is going to put on flowers. That's the first thing it's going to do, and set fruit. And then the leaves are going to come in behind it, as you saw in the video. So it becomes very important to give it a little bit of time. We've made some pretty severe cuts. We've cut about 30% of the branches off of this tree. So because we've cut so much, it needs a little bit of time to heal. And so it's going to have the next couple of months before it goes dormant to be able to recover, start to put out some new growth and shoots, and that will set us up really well for the upcoming season. So there you have it, the Desert Delight Nectarine tree. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. We got it all set up for next year, and we'll see you next time.